your girl Latina Raven, and this is On the Way to Famous. On this show, we follow the artists from their dream to reality and everything in between. So today, I have a legendary guest, okay? You know him from bands such as The Dictators. You know him from Shaken Street. You know him from Brain Surgeon, Death Dealer, and of course, Manowar. Today we have the great Ross Friedman, aka Ross the Boss. Thank you for being on my show.
It is a pleasure. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you too. And it's your birthday. So shout out to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. So let me bring you back to your humble beginnings, okay?
Sure.
Could you tell us where you're from, where you grew up?
I was born in the Bronx and grew up in the Bronx and northwestern. That's Woodlawn, Gun Hill Road, Jerome Avenue, around there. I went to DeWitt Clinton High School, and then my family moved upstate, and basically I started my career in New Paltz College. I had a band, a high school band. We weren't very good. It was called Total Crud, believe it or not. And we used to play parties, and we had a house in Highland. And I met this guy, Andy, used to come to our parties a lot. And he says, you're really good. You're really a great guitar player. You want to form a band? I go, yeah, I'm looking to do something different. So me and Andy Chernoff, his name is, we formed a band, and we called it the Dictators. And we had a friend. Andy was a rock critic and a rock writer. He had a friend, Richard Meltzer, who wrote for Crawdaddy, for Cream, for all the rock magazines, for Rolling Stone, and he was writing lyrics for this band, Blue Oyster Cult, and everybody knows Blue Oyster Cult, right? And so Sandy Pearlman was his friend, and he was their manager. He was their lyricist. He's the guy that made their image, their amazing image, and he invited Sandy up to where we were, to our house where we were practicing, and we already got another guitar player and drummer and everything. So Andy and I, Sandy came up, saw the band, and immediately said, "I'm going to sign you." And we went down to New York. We cut demos for CBS, and we had a record contract.
So you're giving away the story too soon, but I totally love it. Let me bring you back just a little bit, okay?
Oh, okay.
So I want to know what little Ross was like, right?
Oh,
Growing up and how it led you into your heavy metal and the love for music and stuff.
okay. So I was growing up. I was uh, my parents got me piano lessons when I was 7 years old, and they found out that I had an extremely high musical aptitude. Um, the music teacher said this kid he could do whatever he wants, and I played piano, and I had a great teacher, guy teacher, man. I had a really great bond with him, and I was learning very well, and he leaves. So they got me this lady teacher who was a nice lady, but I had no chemistry with her. So I said, look, I don't like this. I don't like what I'm doing. So I went back to playing baseball in the schoolyard. And then I found myself, I wish I didn't. I wish I stuck with it with piano. But then I found myself in junior high school. Eh, I wanted to play an instrument. So I saw the orchestra there. There was actually school orchestra back then. So I said, what could I play? And I said, well, how about the violin? I said, okay. So I got the violin, and I went to the violin, and I didn't know much about it. I started like the last violin in the orchestra,
Hmm.
and then in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was the first violin. And I learned it and very quickly. And so then I was like, I said, look at you, Ross. I go, you are a dweeb. You're this Jewish kid from the Bronx. You got glasses on. You're just like this Jewish nerd playing violin. I go, how are you going to get any girlfriends like that? I go, I mean, I said, look at you, man. you got to do something, man. So I said, you know what, you're right. I said to myself, this ain't working. So the violin was cool and all that. So he said, I'm watching all these bands on TV, because I'm older, so I seen Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all this stuff happening. And I said, you know what? Those guys are playing guitar. I'm going to play guitar. I'm going to get me a guitar. So I went and I went and got me a guitar, an acoustic guitar, and started playing. I got better and better and better and better. And then I started taking lessons. I got an electric guitar. My father got me an electric guitar, a cheap one. And he goes, you need to take some lessons. I go, okay. So I started taking lessons at the local music school. And like within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was better than the guitar teacher. And then it was like, I need a better guitar. So my father said, well, I said, I want to buy my drummer's brother's guitar. He goes, okay, you can buy it, but you got to take out a loan because I'm not gonna buy it for you.
Mm.
You're gonna take it a loan. You're gonna pay for it. I go,
Yeah.
okay. So hold on a second. I'll show you something. Let me show you something. And that guitar, I still have.
Wow.
My,
Wow.
this first guitar. It's a Gibson SG Custom 1963.
Jesus, that is beautiful.
I've had this guitar all my life. It's never left my side. I still play it, and it's a fantastic guitar. And it did all the early records for the Dictators and Manowar. And this guitar is an iconic guitar.
Yes, it is. I
You know,
see.
and I've had it. So that's how I started. So this was my first real guitar, and
That's your baby right there. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then it seems to me that you just have a knack for learning to play instruments and you've always had it with you. You are a musical genius, right?
Well,
So,
I don't think I wouldn't use the word musical genius. Prince is a musical genius. Michael Jackson, guys
yeah.
like that. Paul McCartney. I mean, I just had a lot of people say, well, people give me a lovely compliments, but I would never say that about myself. I would say I'm blessed to play music, and I'm blessed to enjoy guitar and play guitar for people, and I've been playing professionally for since 1975. So I think I'm blessed to play music, and people like it. So I'm not a household word on household name on guitar, but to the millions of Manowar fans and Dictators fans around the world and all the other projects I've done, it means something, and it means something to me. And I do sessions and stuff like that. I do a lot of work, so I'm blessed to play. But don't call me a musical genius, please. I'll
Okay.
It'll be decided after I die. Maybe the verdict will be in on that. So, but I
Got
do have a solo career. So
got it. Yeah, you have been blessed. That is amazing. How many bands have you been in?
quite a bit. I mean, starting from professional bands, Dictators. Then I joined Shaken Street from France. Sandy Perlman, the guy, the manager, was managing them. I joined when the Dictators stopped, and then I met the guy. I was on tour with Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult opening in England, and Ronnie Dio,
Mm-hmm.
Saint Ronnie,
Yeah.
um, comes up to me, and that was his first tour with Black Sabbath for Heaven and Hell. So he comes up to me and says, "You should. I love the way you play guitar, but you should meet this guy on our crew. His name is Joey. He plays bass." So he says, I go, "Yes, sir, Ronnie. Yes, sir."
Mm-hmm.
Yo, okay. So
Yeah.
and we decided to form this band, and the band was called Manowar. So we decided, we made, and everyone knows what happened with that. So I mean, so I've been then Manowar, then Manitoba's Wild Kingdom, then the Dictators again, then Death Dealer, then um, Ross the Boss Band,
Mm-hmm.
my current band, and I have four records with AFM Records, Germany, and so now I'm preparing to go out on tour finally, if it happens, in March in
Right.
Europe. I have about 36 shows booked,
Okay.
and so I don't think March is going to happen. If you really, because it's in Denmark, it's in places that are locked down now, so I don't
Yeah.
think. You know, listen, if you want my opinion, of course I want to go play, but I don't know. It's a very confusing time now, but hopefully the April, May, June, July, August stuff is going to happen. Also, the Dictators, my first band, we're playing. We're totally playing again, and there's such great news with that. And we're booking shows. And once again, the Blue Oyster Cult management is managing the band, and we have the new band. We have the new formation. We have Keith Roth from Sirius Radio
Mm-hmm.
is second guitar player. So it's me, Andy Chernoff, Keith Roth, and our new drummer is Albert Bouchard from Blue Oyster Cult, the original Blue Oyster Cult drummer. And
Nice.
you know the cowbell in Don't Fear the Reaper. You know,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday, that's about him. So we have, but Albert is a genius, and yeah, that guy is a genius. Um, so he's in the band, so it's the four of us, and we're booking shows. And so far, we have Little Steven's Rock Cruise in Athens, Greece. It's so many great bands: Stranglers, MC5, Nomads. I mean, a billion, not a lot of his Little Steven Underground Garage bands. So
Mm-hmm.
it's from it's from Athens to Mykonos, Mykonos to Spartan, Turkey, and from Turkey back to Athens again. It's from August 18th to the 23rd. But and then the our other Dictator shows are booking in, filling in against my schedule. So, but
That
things,
amazing. Oh my God, I would love to go. But speaking of, I do have a question for
yeah.
you from a
Okay.
fan, okay?
Oh,
His name is the Beer Zerker. He's Amando Martinez. He's in a band called Wretched Dominion. And he wants to know, will there be a tour for Death Dealer?
you know, we we dying to play. Now, Death Dealer it's a confusing lineup because I have in Death Dealer now is Stu Marshall from, you know, he lives in Sydney, Australia. Okay, Stu Marshall, the other guitar player who I love to death. Okay, and then we have Sean Peck is the lead singer, and he's from Cage and the Four Tremors, the Three Tremors. That's
Hmm.
where I met you that
That's
night.
where I met you, yeah.
Right. Okay. So he's in San Diego. So we have a guy in Sydney, San Diego. I'm here in Queens, New York, right, with you, and um, Mike LePond and Steve Bolognese. Mike LePond now is in Florida, and Steve Bolognese is in L.A. So you know, so I have and Mike and Steve are in the Ross the Boss band.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's to getting all the parts together to play Death Dealer and to make them financially viable, especially getting Stu in, which is it's a huge expense flying Stu in. We've done dates, we've done a bunch of stuff in the past, but we're trying to work that out. So the financial part of that will work
Yeah, of
because everybody's got to get paid, and you know,
course.
uh, Death Dealer is not so well known, but we have a lot of great friends in the industry, so we'll see what we can do. But mainly the whole thing is getting Ross the Boss back running again, and
Hmm.
then Death Dealer will follow, and the dictator, Ross the Boss and the Dictators. That's set to go, and Death Dealer is definitely is set to go too. We'll do it in the future.
So, do you remember where you was, bringing you back a little bit, when you heard your first song being played anywhere, whether it was a club, the radio? Tell us that feeling, that emotion.
I could tell you that the first Dictators record was the Dictators Go Girl Crazy, 1975. Okay, and to this day, it's a iconic punk record. A lot of um, people say it's the greatest punk record ever made, especially the UK magazines. If you check it out, I'll send you the links to all that. They like, Dictators, Ramones, Patti Smith. Blah, blah, blah. So that record, I first heard the song Weekend on WNEW. One of the DJs played it. I think Pete Fornatell, one of those old guys back in the day.
Mhm.
And I heard it. I was like, I started to cry. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe how great it sounded to me. I said, look. your song. It's you on the radio. And, I was 19 years old, 19 to 20. We was so young back then. And it was like, wow. I go, so that's how it's done. It's like,
So
you
like,
know,
did you run to somebody? You was like, yo, that's my
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Play.
Every
Like,
that was in the room knew about it. And I go, yo, said that's me. And it's like, it's the Dictators. And it's like, so whenever I hear my stuff on the radio, again, it's an honor. It really is. It's you can never I can it never gets old
yeah.
hearing it on the radio. I'm telling you, and people playing it in their cars, and it's on Sirius. The Dictators are on Sirius. People going, it's getting rapid play. I mean, Kid Leo said it. One of the songs was Song of the Year. So I mean, we're getting a lot of play out there. So it never gets old. It never
Mhm.
gets old hearing your music on the radio. Never.
No, no, of course. And then, so can you tell us your first show? Like, were you nervous, and what happened when you got on that stage? Like,
My first professional show.
yes.
The first professional show. Well, of course, with that, my high school bands, they played shows everywhere. But my first professional show with the Dictators. Listen to this. Was Prince George community down in Virginia. Prince Mary Prince, one of those counties. Or was it Prince? Well, we were playing this. Listen to the lineup. It was the Dictators opening up for Iggy Pop and the Stooges and Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh my
That
goodness, that's
that
pressure.
that was the first time we were on stage professionally. It was unbelievable. We had no idea what to do. Really.
Hmm.
I mean, we had everything rehearsed and everything, but you don't, when you don't have that stage experience in big places and arenas and tents and all these places and sheds and all these places. It was Prince George's Community College in Maryland. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I was freaking. I was shitting my pants. I really was. But you know what? After 10 seconds on stage, when you hit that first chord, this is it. It's okay. This is
Hmm.
no. So that was our first show, and then we did a whole bunch of those shows with Iggy and BOC, and
So, yep, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, it was like, and meeting Iggy Pop was just unbelievable. I mean, he was just like sitting in the dressing room. He was smoking angel dust and PC. He was out of his fucking mind, and hopefully he stopped all that eventually, And but he was a madman. He was out of his fucking mind. He really liked us to this day, you know. And he's a great guy. Blue Oyster Cult are our brothers, and I met Albert, So
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, that's amazing. So then you shaked it off, you went on stage, you did your thing. I'm sure after that you were like, oh my God, I want to do this again. And that whole feeling got addicting.
it
And
is a.
so, yeah, and then so you started touring, and of course you get to do it for life, which is amazing. So then back when you thought you was a nerd and everything, you changed it up so you can get the girls. So when you finally did your stuff, did you get the girls?
It got a lot easier. Put it this way,
Of
it
course.
got a lot easier, especially when we were up in New Paltz College. I had long hair, and I looked the part, and I had the magic guitar.
Yeah, I see. And you have so many others. Do you want to show us some of your other guitars too?
Sure.
For all the guitar players out there, show them. They love this. They're gonna love this.
this is all very in a secure location, so just so I'm gonna move this.
Okay.
Okay, so those two, I got those. All right, that's kind of my Hall of Fame right there. We go to a few gold records down
Nice.
there.
This is amazing.
It's my mandolin, BB King. I have an endorsement deal with ESP. ESP. I just got this one. This one is great. Les Paul. Back there. That's custom made Ross the Boss guitar at Grossman. Flying V. I have basses, a couple of basses, a few of those. You see
Wow.
them all?
I see. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God. That
yeah.
is amazing.
There's more
You
guitars.
play all of those.
There's a lot. There's more guitars.
Yeah, I see.
But like my guitars, I mean, I don't, like you hear like Rick Nielsen, he's got warehouses full of guitars. I mean, it's like
Your outfit.
he does, and Jim Irsay from the owner of the Colts,
Yeah.
Indianapolis. His guitar collection is just gigantic. I mean, he has guitars worth millions of dollars, and here's a good story. Here's a good story. He just brought my friend who was in the Dictators, New York City, Dictators NYC, Daniel Ray, was a Ramones producer and helped them write and played guitar on their records, including Andy from the Dictators. Daniel bought Johnny Ramone's guitar, the
Oh.
Maserite, that famous Maserite. He bought it when the Ramones stopped playing. Okay.
Hmm.
Bought it for $7,000 from Johnny Ramone. Okay. All right. So blah, 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 blah. So Johnny wanted to buy the guitar back from him. Right. And Daniel wouldn't sell it. So a couple of months ago, I'm selling the guitar at an auction. I go, how much are you selling it for? He goes, $750,000.
Wow.
So it went on auction because it's an iconic guitar. It's Johnny Ramone's only guitar. You
Hmm.
know, so Jim Irsay of the Indianapolis Colts bought Daniel's Johnny Ramone guitar for $750,000.
Wow.
Right, it just said it.
I see.
You never
Oh,
know you have.
yeah. Oh, I
This guitar was Stratocaster 74 Stratocaster, and this guitar made a lot of recordings with the Dictators. But this did recording on the first Manowar record, Metal Days. You know, it was the first guitar I had. Yeah.
thank you for playing that. Oh my God, this is so cool. Like I'm telling you, the fans are gonna
The last
love
record
this.
I did with Manowar was the Kings of Metal, the band's biggest record.
Okay, tell us
So,
about that.
I do it. We did 6 records in a row. I was in the band, invented the band with Joey from 1980 to 1988, and we put the first record out, Battle Hymns, 1982. So we put in those 6 years, from 82 to 88, we put out 6 records, which was that's an unbelievable feat now, and it will never be matched again to do what we did, of that quality, of that iconic, level of records. So it was definitely the last record was Kings of Metal. I had the two songs I wrote on the record were Kings of Metal
Mm-hmm.
and Hail and Kill. And everybody knows Hail and Kill and King, those songs. So that was it, and I was gone. But those records live on in
Mm-hmm.
metal. That will never be matched again, to do those six records like that. To the fans, they're immortal.
So
But
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So you mentioned that you are doing your band right now, and
Mhm.
so I believe your last album was Born of Fire.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna be touring with that album. I know it came out last year, I believe around March.
20. Well, yeah, yeah, it's a great story about that record too, because it came out in March 2020. So I'm like, we're on tour in the United States. We're doing the Roster Boss show, Roster Boss dates in the US and in North America. Doing great, blah blah blah. The last show was in Philadelphia, playing for Live Nation. So, that was like February 24th, 2020. Okay. So the Born of Fire was set to release March 6th, 2020 on AFM Records. Brand new record, great fucking record, right?
Mm,
2 weeks later, after we got off the road, guess what happens?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
shit show
Yeah.
completely wipes everything out. Record release, the record came out, everybody's Testaments record came out then. Everything's in limbo. All the tours were canceled, postponed, blah 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 blah. 2020, and it's still going on. You know, and hopefully it's going to lift in a couple of months. So that's that's what happened to Born on Fire. It's just one of those amazing records in limbo. But I'm not leaving it. I'm not going
Yeah.
to do it. Okay, we're touring on that record. It's an amazing, and we put too much. I put too much work into it, and
Mm-hmm.
to just abandon it. I'm not gonna do it. It's too great. You know.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're living in what they're calling the new normal.
Yeah.
And so it's affected everyone in the music industry. And I mean, it's been rough. It's been rough. So that was going to be my next question. Like, what is all the hurdles that you've had to go through in order to be able to make this tour happen that is coming up?
The dates were postponed twice already. This is the third time, right? And I mean, dates can always be rescheduled, which they are. I mean, I had a U.S. run and Canadian dates for the end of this month, and then
Mm-hmm.
once this new thing came in, Canada said 50% capacity, and all the the Canadian dates were almost all sold out. I mean, it's like I mean the promoters go, we can't do that. I mean, we'll lose a fortune. So I had to postpone the American. There's 7 shows: Dingbats, Arrogant Swine, Dingbats, and up in New Bedford, and then the four Canadian shows. That's in September now. I
Yeah.
had a Russian thing called Monsters of Rock. It's with just playing local towns, just the orchestras with and it's me and Mark, my singer, and just the singers and me and these Russian shows, 15 Russian shows. That was in February. That's now postponed till
Yeah.
September again. So two runs were postponed again, and now we're back to March, the end of March. So we'll see.
So have you considered doing what some of the other artists are doing? What they're doing is actually having concerts online. I know it's like a new concept, and
It's
it's
not.
not the same. It's not the same.
We did a something for Vakken last year. They paid us. We did a in a studio up in Syracuse. You got to check out this footage. We did a mini set. It's so amazingly great.
Hmm.
So we're using it for promotion. It's just a mini set. It sounds. It's in us in a room. I got my banner up and we're kicking ass live. It came out so great. So that's what we have. Anything less than that, I don't want to do. I want to do it. If I'm not going to do it the right way, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, but this footage that we did for Vakken is great to
Yeah,
check it.
no, I totally get it. So, tell everyone where they can find that video. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. No, you got to go to Vakken TV. The huge festival Vakken TV. We're just talking about. I just watched it, and it's really amazing. You see Ross the Boss Band, Vakken, you'll get it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yes.
It was just we played it live, and it was just, but it was in a studio. But oh my god, it was it was really the best of all worlds because we had total control of it, and so
I
I'm
can't wait to see
proud
it.
of that. I'll put that in front of any band in the world. So
Well, your face lit up when you talked about it, so now I have to check it out because I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure.
yeah.
What's up? This is Mark. Ross the Boss. Steve, Mike, Ross the Boss Band. We are here in New York City to present to you a very special event brought to you by Bakken Worldwide. We're honored to be here. We're going to be cranking out some killer tunes for you all. We love being involved in Bakken's events. We got to do one of their cruises, and we did Bakken in 2017, which for me was my very first festival ever. So that's pretty mind blowing, and to be involved with this stuff.
Get the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to what it sounds when it starts.
As it is, it's very cool to be asked to do this and present it to you in these times, especially. And hopefully, and I know, actually, I won't even say hopefully, count on us seeing you very, very soon, first on tour, and hopefully at Bakken in the very near future.
Best metal fest in the world, guys.
Are you guys ready for some fucking metal?
Get the idea?
Yes. Oh my God, that got me so hype. I love it. Yes. Yes.
It's 31 minutes. It's really great from start to finish. And
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That is
yeah,
awesome. So,
what's the link? Yeah, Ross the Boss full show live at Wacken Worldwide 2020.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
I
that.
really,
That's
if
crazy.
you want your head blown off and to hear a tremendous band and yours truly, you should hear it. You should go to it. It's great. It's the best 31 minutes in metal you'll spend.
Ah, hell yeah, man. Oh my God, that's awesome. So, could you tell us something that nobody knows? I do that on this show.
Nobody knows. Hmm. Hmm. That nobody knows.
Yeah, that you're willing to tell.
I'm willing to tell. Oh, well, everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows I own a batting cage in Queens.
Mm.
It's called the
Okay.
Cage Baseball, and it's in in Middle Village. So
Okay.
thank God I had. Thank God about for that. Let me tell you that.
So do you play your music at the batting range over there and get people hyped up?
Just sometimes when people want to hear music, I have speakers, but no, this is business, and we have a travel baseball program, and so I'm just touting my business. So
Hmm.
if
Of
you ever,
course.
yeah, it's on 6240 Metropolitan Avenue, Middle Village, New York, and then come see me. You can actually come see me, and like fans bring me shit to sign all the time. So if you ever want to come there, I'm always there when I'm not playing.
Hmm.
Uh, like I'm going Monday. I gotta go pretty soon.
Hmm.
So it's the reality, but having a business is a good thing.
Good.
In,
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and tell us about everything. That way everyone can go, they can
yeah,
represent, they can meet you.
yeah, you can come. It's come rent batting cage. Hit. It's 60 an hour, 40 a half an hour, no matter how many batters. And I'll
Nice.
sit. I'll make sure you're all ready to go. I got the equipment, and so come see me. And well,
Yay. Well, thank you for being on the show, and I appreciate your story, and it's an amazing one, and I'm sure that you can talk all day because you have so many other bands. So we might have to do this again so we can get more of a story after you tour, so we can
yeah.
see what that was like as well.
Well, I wish you guys well. I wish great things for your show. You're fantastic, and
It was nice meeting you. I got to meet you in Brooklyn recently when the Three Tremors were playing,
I
and yeah, you were really cool. You were really cool. So I
yeah,
appreciate that you did this.
I jammed with them. I did. What did I do? Green Monalishi.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, is that okay?
Yeah.
That was awesome. I mean, that was a nice surprise. That was a nice
Yeah.
surprise.
So, but I want to say, everybody, check the Vakken footage out. Go to our pages, like our pages. I need likes. Well, everybody needs likes. And Ross the Boss is Ross dash the dash boss.com is the website, and come visit us on Insta. The normal bullshit. I hate all that media stuff. I really do. I do. But you got to
It's
do it.
new generation. That's what it is. I'm
You
learning
got
myself.
come visit us and come visit me at the cage, and you know, can I
Yeah.
say, come when we play? Come, get your head blown off.
Yep, check out Ross the Boss and all of his projects.
Yeah,
Just come and check them out. You know, my fans, if you like your metal and you
yeah,
like it raw and you like it old school, you come and check out Ross the Boss, okay? Thank
yeah.
you for being on the show. Stay safe, stay humble, stay
Oh,
fabulous,
absolutely.
like we always do.
Hold on.
Power! Feel with power!
My God, that's amazing. See? Nice way to end the show. Thank you, Rasta Boss. You are a legend.
Take care.
Bye, guys.